welcome to another edition here of the Warriors Kings post game show here, brought to you by the guys over here at Variety Sports Network. We're part of the Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports. I'm Darren Breyer, your host. I got Casey Breyer with me, and I got my special guest. I need a little motherly advice tonight. I need some advice, Mom. I need some help tonight, though, to comfort this loss. It was a tough one. Warriors Nation. We take a bad loss today, guys. 118-99. Don't even get to the 100 mark. Have the worst shooting performance all year at home. And with that said, the Warriors are forced to do two things. They're forced to beat the Kings at a Game 7 and to win, Casey, their 13th road game of the year. So they have been awful on the road, and we'll have to do that again on Sunday. Your thoughts, Casey, of the game? We're here to start out.
Very tough to watch. It was one of those games.
Shout out to Sack. We got to say that, right? Shout out to Sack. We got to give them.
Oh, man, they played a hell of a game.
But screw that beam.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I hated to see them light that thing up. I was like, gosh. But, man, they just came out. The Warriors came out so lethargic. They looked like, went down 8-0. And
it looked like they went out the night before.
Yeah, it did, man. They were so sluggish.
Oh, no. It was brutal to watch. And Jordan Poole, the bench, it was pretty atrocious. Like, they got no help. Gary Payton Jr. was not there at all. Wiggins struggled, especially from the free throw line. The whole team did. It was a tough game to watch.
Oh, it was horrible. It was from a Warriors standpoint. That was from the beginning, Mom. They're down 8-0, right, to start the game. They get a little life. We're looking, okay, Clay starting to play a little bit good. We're having maybe a little Clay 6 mojo here. Got 14 points in that first half. But I just felt like they got obviously nothing from the bench. They got totally outnumbered there. Green was off his game. Your initial thoughts of the game, Mom?
Okay, let's just start off with the turnovers. You cannot have that many turnovers. I think it was the difference in the game, the score. You cannot have that and win a game. I'm sorry. That is our Achilles heel. We have to take care of the basketball. I'm sorry. It's just hard to watch.
Oh, it was pathetic tonight. The one especially, remember that one where Curry got it at midcourt and then tried to throw it to Clay across the court there?
Yes.
That one was very frustrating. That one made no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it was 23 points over 17 turnovers. It was crazy. I mean, that's ridiculous. We can't do that in a playoff game. That's my number one pet peeve with them. And fouling. We got to stay out of it. It's just hard. We got to be better.
What do you think, Case, about the Kings? I thought they played well, though, tonight. We got to give them a little credit, though, tonight. They did come out. I felt like they were more desperate than the Warriors, which is shocking to me in a game 6 like this where the Warriors can close out. They should be used to it like they were in game 5. And I just didn't feel like they played with the desperation the Kings did.
Yeah, no, the energy level was completely different from what I thought it'd be.
Was it the 5 o'clock start? Is that what it was?
It was rough.
The crowd was horrible, by the way. I'm sorry. I wasn't a big fan of the crowd tonight.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Oracle. That thing would have been, rocking is like they get down by 8 or 6, and it's like, I didn't hear any chants, like, vaguely here and there, but it was very somber. It was a different crowd that the Warriors are used to, and they got up for moments, but it was really tough, especially when, Keegan Murray was going off, and then Smith, and Davis. It was like, man, the Warriors got a little, they got a lot of work to do.
They were sluggish. They were sluggish the whole game. Hey, Mom, from a strategy standpoint, what did you think about Sabonis? He got in foul trouble, but I thought it actually helped the Kings because they were able to spread the court out a little bit more.
Yes, it is exactly what we do, right, when we go small. Yeah. So it was able to get Looney and Green out of there. It opened up the space, and they went to work. I think they were – whatever that was, if they did it on purpose or not, that worked for them to the advantage.
I thought, Casey, that might be – I thought it was kind of a weird thing because it actually happened, I feel like, accidentally, right, because he got in foul trouble. And obviously Lyles had a good game 1 and stuff like that, but I just thought that – and can we talk about this part of it too is Green. I mean, Green was good. We gave him so much praise after game 5. He was not good tonight. He just got in foul trouble. He was never able to stay on the court enough to make a difference at all. to me, it was a very disappointing effort by him as well.
Yeah, no, he struggled. You could tell it was just not his game. And Kevon Looney, even both the bigs, they look worn out. And
they did look a little fatigued.
Yeah, like the legs caught up to him.
No doubt. They definitely looked a little fatigued. What were you going to say there, Mom?
I just said they both of them looked tired, like they just didn't have it. I don't know. I mean, not to take away that they did some rebounds, but not like they usually do in a big game like this. We need more from them. God, Looney cannot catch or get a pass. Him and fumbling always. It's like fumbling, bumbling. Stop. His job is
Get some stickum for God's sakes. I mean, we got our guy Vandy Chris here tuned in there from Tennessee Case. We obviously know him from the March Madness. Appreciate him checking in for a sec, saying these aren't your grandmama Kings. Well, I don't know, man. These grandmama Kings are pissing me off tonight. But wait, the last time the game was in Game 7, right? Casey in Sacramento. There was a big loss, I remember. But hopefully the Warriors can kind of come back with that magic a little bit as well. What did you guys? We got Tyler tuned in as well here. Hi, Pam. That's what Tyler says, Mom. Tyler's checking in, so giving you a hi there. I don't know, man. I just think can I also touch on? I thought a big part to me also with the game was Poole. Like I said, Casey, he was my show me player of the game going into this game, right? Because I said, can you give me 3 straight good games? That's what I was saying. Can you give me 3 straight good games? And he could not. He could not perform.
It was terrible tonight. Tyler's favorite player just disappointed us tonight. Obviously, Tyler knows I'm joking because he is not a Jordan Poole fan, but he proved his point tonight. That was a struggle, and it wasn't just like missing shots. It was turnovers, bad shot selection, the movement of the ball. His defense was just – I don't understand how you can reach on defense this many times, and it was so obvious how many calls that, like, he's just undisciplined, and it's frustrating to watch. And I get where Tyler's coming at now. It's just the little things.
Yeah, Mom, I thought Poole, you got to be frustrated with him at times. Can you hear me, Mom?
Well, I just read in my notes, Poole. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I just wrote it. I was taking Poole sucked. I'm sorry. He just didn't play a very, very good game, and that hurt. Have to have.
That's Warrior Nation. That's a Warrior Nation there thing. Thank you, Mom. Poole sucks. Hashtag that. He's on the greatest love-hate list of all time right there with his Poole sucks with it. I definitely think that we got to get Mom back in here in a second. Her stream is messed up there. But Casey, she definitely could not have said it any better.
She said it way better than I did. I was trying to be kind of.
You're trying to be politically correct, and Mom comes in just writing down notes saying Poole sucks. I got to respect that, Mom. I thought also, what you guys think about the referee in this game? They definitely let them be a lot more physical in this game.
It was a different type of game that I've seen ref. That, like, I couldn't figure out if they wanted to be physical, if they're calling it like soft, or it was kind of confusing. There was a lot of missed calls tonight. I wouldn't say it's their best performance as an officiating crew, to say the least. I don't think anyone really benefited from the grand scheme of the game, but the Warriors were getting a lot of calls early, and then they flipped the script, and the Kings were getting a lot of fouls late. So I don't know if it impacted part of the game, but man, the Warriors free throw shooting was terrible. I mean,
3 missed free throws.
Those are killers.
Last time he's done that, and like I already admitted, Steph struggles shooting. He might need to worry about Bryce Young. I agree. I mean, we need his effort at all times. We need the bench to show up. It was just and I thought for a second there, from the very beginning, the energy just wasn't there. The Kings were more tight, and then Monk, he comes in with that third quarter run there to get those 3 straight threes there. They feel like killers. I wrote down, though, I don't know if you guys had the same note. I thought that DiVincenzo missed 3 when Green pushed the ball up the court, threw it to DiVincenzo for a 3 to cut it to 3 points. And then right back, they hit a 3 to get it to 8. I thought, to me, that just felt like a big momentum play getting the Warriors court. What did you think, Casey, with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, You could tell like Steph Curry, and the veteran is like, if I push it to 8, if I push it to 6, push it to 5, they'll get nervous. But man, every time they hit a three, they hit a three. They hit a jumper, they hit a jumper. They got fouled and made free throws, and the Warriors didn't. And it was just you could tell the passion from the Kings. It was they wanted this one. Like they came out hungrier. Is really what it was. They just came out hungry. They wanted it more, and the Warriors, I
Right.
almost thought, like, banked on home court advantage.
Our guy
And
Ryan, our guy Ryan tweeted in with it. We got to love him. Sharks for Cuff here. We got to say it. I don't think there's much to break down this one. The Warriors played bad, and the Kings played with desperation, which we said at the very beginning they needed to. Who doesn't love a game 7? Well, not me. My stress level did not need a game 7, Ryan. It did not need a game 7. But with that said, we will get it Sunday. It will be a good one from that word. Tyler coming in unwatchable. Thank God he had baseball, folks. I don't think he got home till 8 o'clock. So you missed most of it. If you got lucky there, sir, with that part of it there. Tyler, you're lucky son of a gun. Hopefully my mom can jump back in here shortly. Hey, to Ryan's part, not much to break down with it. I agree. Just like from the standpoint of like, it was right from the get-go. You could tell the Kings case, right? They did have this extra level, but we did expect the Warriors to bounce back. They did that in the first quarter there. That's where I thought the Warriors might be able to break it down. But I thought from a strategic standpoint, the Kings just them being able to stretch out the lineup with Sabonis there, it felt like they got that. And then Green just giving no effort to me was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Brown actually making up for his last couple of days of coaching. He pulled in with a very good game plan, going small. And it really reminded me of like the old Warriors. And I was like watching it, I was like, it's a complete replica of when like they won their first championship. It's like you got Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox, different players, but on the come up. Draymond Green, then you just mix them with Sabonis and then Malik Monk and a young like Klay Thompson. They just like all complement each other. And then you got shooters around them. And Trey Lyles like the Maurice space that the Warriors just have, like can stretch it but can go inside. And it's very eerily similar to the young Warriors roster that they had, when they first came up. And that's why I think they match up so well with the Warriors.
Do you think so? Let's go to maybe we can kind of start the transition here to game 7. What do we got to do here? Like, obviously they played like crap tonight. They gave no effort whatsoever. Ryan McGurk put his best there. Tyler said unwatchable. My mom said unwatchable. Poole sucked. He could not give a game 3. DiVincenzo gave nothing. Green gave nothing. Even Curry, I felt like was off his game, right? Like he was Curry, but it just wasn't the same Curry in that regard. I don't know, man. Like it just feels like as we're starting to move on here, get Mom back on here. Mom, we're starting to kind of talk about game. Hey, you're back on here. You're doing good. We're back at Cubs room. Cub, shout out to Cub if you're on there.
I have a room. I think it was. I'm trying to get the lighting better. Here we go.
Do you think Cub can see? Do you think our sister? She lives in Sacramento. Do you think she can see that beep and beam from it where she lives?
I think she can. I think she said she could.
Well, if our guy's still watching us, like I said, I'll say it again. Screw that beam. We don't want to see it for game 7, Casey. 3 times is fine. We don't want to see that son of a B4. We don't want to see it 4 times. Mom, we're kind of talking. We talked a little bit about, I was saying a big moment we left was when DiVincenzo missed that 3-pointer. I felt like when Green pushed the ball to cut it to 3 and then went there. We kind of touched on that. We're starting to look to game 7. We move back to Sacramento now. I mean, how are we feeling about that? Can the Warriors actually win 2 road games in a series when they haven't been able to do anything on the road all year?
I believe they can. They just really have to be focused. They seem just unfocused this game. I don't know what it was, but they have to clean up a lot. And I think they can do it. I do. I believe they can. But we'll see. I mean, Sacramento looked good. I'm going to give them that. They looked good.
What kind of worried you when you saw the Kings tonight? What player kind of like? I thought the Red Rocket kind of stood out a little bit.
Well, I do, but I think Fox really got his team going. He started getting the ball to everybody. He did the red velvet got going. But I think that Monk played exceptional. I felt like he could go to the bucket anytime he wanted to.
Well, because he hit those 3 threes, and I felt like that opened it up at that point big time. And then Fox hit that step back off Curry. They had an answer for every shot the Warriors hit. Felt like a big shot to the gut. And Casey, I always say this, by 10, the shots are a lot easier to take.
Say that last part again.
I said when you're up by 10, the shots are a lot easier to take. It feels like less pressure, and I felt like that's what the Kings had playing with a lot of the second half.
I felt like they had like house money as soon as they like realized like in
our house they were playing with house money. That's frustrating.
A lot of confidence.
And they played like it too. They were shooting shots. The Warriors got a little tight. They really did for the first time. You don't expect that from a championship team, but
Red Velvet.
They got a little tight.
Red Rocket. Tyler. I like Tyler. Tyler, come on, mom's my assistant coach. You can say love it. I think if we're looking to Game 7 as well, the crowd, right? I mean, that's going to be a fun atmosphere for Northern California basketball. We obviously go to a Kings game every once a year here too. So it's kind of fun. We just went to Sacramento, for God's sakes, for the NCAA tournament 3 weeks ago. So we obviously know basketball is a frenzy there as well. The crowd's going to be a big deal. How much do you guys trust the experience going into Game 7? As our guy Chris is saying, the Lakers are kicking the Grizzlies' butt, by the way. But with that said, how do you feel going into Game 7 with that?
I'll let Mama start on this one. She seems a little fired up. So
go ahead, Mom. Mom's frozen again. So go ahead, Chase.
Oh no. All right. Well, I wouldn't say confidence meter. I would say like a 75. 3/4 confident, but the Kings, man, it's they're different. They're talented. They're young. I really think they're really set up in prime. For the next probably 3 years, maybe with another play added, they'd probably be NBA championship contenders. But the Warriors, I'm pretty sure Steph Curry's got some in his bag. I told you he's got 150 burger in him. So hopefully this is it, this last game. So
do you feel like this is I guess that's the thing with this game going into Game 7. It feels like, is it a dynasty ender in some ways? Is there that pressure on this game? Is this a Green gone type of game? Is this a Clay? I don't know. How much? It feels like a lot of weight when they lose this game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it shouldn't be, but it's I think they need to keep the nucleus going until they almost retire. I mean, I know you got to change up, but the young players, the only guy I've seen really stepping up that actually played valuable minutes is Moody, and he showed up.
He kind of showed up tonight, Mom. Moody kind of showed up a little bit. I agree. He made that 3 there a little bit, and he dove. I like that little play at half where they dove on the floor there. Right, that was a pretty good play where he dove on the floor. I like Ryan tuning in here saying they played today like they already won the series. Man, I don't know. Mom, can you hear us over there? I agree with that. I felt like the Warriors' effort today just was like they almost had this game in the bag.
No, I'll pick up for Mom's.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it was just they played subpar. Everything was just really laxed. It was almost like another regular season game instead of closing them out. It was just very disappointing. Just the effort, the rebounding. Yeah, they definitely seemed a step slower, and it was one of those games where you kind of saw it earlier. It was just like that momentum. It picks up if you can kind of do what the Lakers are doing a little bit right now and go on like a 8-0 run to start the game. It changes the crowd big time.
Well, that's what the Kings did to start the game right away. And the Warriors crowd that showed up late at 5 o'clock, like me, I was getting off work. And if my family's here listening, I wasn't a peach. I wasn't a nice guy. You know what I mean? You're not happy getting from work. So you're getting to the game a little bit. And so I just feel like that did play a little bit. Even our guy Sacktown, Tom, shout out to Tom Witt out there. Hopefully he can get on here one of these days out here in Sacramento. We got ourselves a Game 7, my friend Thomas. We got ourselves a Game 7.
Yes, we do.
2 years ago. We did not think this was possible. I mean, the crowd's going to be lit. The prices are going to be up the roof. I kind of like what Ryan's saying, though, about this. The Warriors, they do have this sense of desperation. But my only fear with the Warriors is that this isn't those same teams. You get my point? That's my only fear with those. That's my only fear with those teams is they don't necessarily have that depth, Casey. They don't have that Sean Livingston. They don't have that Iguodala like they used to have back in the day there. So to me, that's the key there.
Yeah, no, it's rough, man, because they're basically playing 8 guys, and equivalently like 7 at times because, that's why Steve Kerr took Steph Curry out just for like a little blow in the fourth quarter because it's like he's putting so much energy just carrying this team. And the role players really haven't stepped up that big in this game. And you look at before the game, I think when Steph Curry's on the court and when he's off, they're minus 14. That's a big difference. You know what I mean?
Mom, what did you think of Curry's game tonight? Casey, you're gonna have to sit next to her. You're gonna have the wall. You gotta go find her. We gotta go. Where's Waldo here? This is a game. This is what I'm saying. This was a game 6 effort. We were lost tonight. We were lost. The effort was out of control. We couldn't find it. Mom, there she. Oh, we're at the office now. Mom, where's Waldo? Where's Mom? She's in the room now. She's in Amanda's room. Where she's in? We gotta get Mom's volume on. Can you hear us, Mother? Do you radio in? Are you there? Do you hear us?
It's kind of like the Warriors, just lagging a little bit.
I was hoping for some motherly advice today. Mother, are you there? Can you hear us? No, she's not here. Casey, my last thought about Game 7 here is I was just going to say, Casey, share your camera. You got to go there. You do. You got to go there to help Mom right now. You got to go. You got to go. And Mom must have the mute button on. I think she's got it on, but never on. I like how hot it's tuning in. Casey, share your camera there. We're losing the audience as we go. All right, Game 7 prediction here. What do you got?
Oh, shoots, man. I think the Dubs going to come through. They're going to shock a lot of people. I mean, if they get 2, it's just like them. They get 2 on the road and almost be like 20% of the wins they got in the actual year, 2 at home again or on the road against Sacramento. And I think Wiggins is going to show up. I think he's going to play a lot better. Draymond Green usually does for these parts. He has some weird scoring games where he's up and down, but Steph Curry's going to do Steph Curry. And it's going to be kind of a grinded out game. I don't think it's going to be in the high 130s. I would think it would be like more 110, 140.
Yeah, that would be the interesting part about this game going forward is like how do the Warriors end this game? Or going into Game 7, can they win a high scoring affair? I feel like that's the way this game has to be for the Warriors to be able to play at their best is a high scoring affair. Because if it's not high scoring, then I just don't think they can. I don't know, Case. The grinded out game isn't their style.
True. It's just I don't know. I mean, I think they have to keep De'Aaron Fox under wraps at least a little bit because he's getting whatever he wants. He's eating, and I don't understand. I mean, Herter finally stepped up with some big kind of clutch shots a little bit to, keep them away. And if he starts shooting, I don't know. That's going to be very tough at home. Playing against the Kings.
We'll be in trouble.
She's alive. Casey now has ruffles again. Casey, you got the ruffles now. You're back and forth here tonight. You're coming back and forth with me tonight on it. Mom, we were talking about Game 7 predictions. How are you? Exactly. You're just like the Warriors. How are you feeling about Game 7?
We're going to win. I'm feeling that we can win this. I do. We got the veterans. If they show up and some of the bench players come, we'll do it. We just got to take care of business.
When you were kind of off for a little bit. What did you think about that kind of run that the Kings had in the third quarter? The Warriors really just had no life whatsoever. Like the Warriors showed nothing, like no love at all in the game. It felt like.
No, that is true. There was no urgency. They didn't play with any kind of love or passion for the game. They looked tired. I don't know what that was, but they started that way and they ended that way.
You got your grandkids tuning in here. Xavier, Derek, and Grace saying hi to Danny here. So they got you. Got a little love for you, Mom. A little shout out there. I just think that's part of it. Of course, the Kings are going to play more desperation, like Ryan said here, like Ryan McGurk tuned in here. They're always going to play with more desperation than the other team. So I don't know. I just thought that was a little bit of a disappointing effort from the Warriors in that standpoint. I hope to see a little bit more from them at the end of going into Game 7. My last final thoughts here as we kind of transition to the final moments here of the game, Mom, is what did your final thoughts of it? What did you think of Steve Kerr? Can he do anything different in the game from a coach? Should he be playing Kuminga? I don't necessarily agree with Casey in that regard. Did Moody have to get, or do the players just simply, the best 6 players have to play better?
I think that's it. I don't think Kuminga in this series, I don't know. He comes into those games and he doesn't rebound. I'm sorry. If you come in there, you have to be a rebound. You have to do something. And I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't think anybody has to play that. And that's the bottom line. Would be slack. Cannot, as I said at the beginning, turn the ball over and give them points to get ahead. It just cannot happen. We can't play from behind all the time.
No, and that's the problem with the Warriors. They get sloppy during the games like this, and that's why today's game was doubly frustrating, is because they weren't just sloppy with the ball. The effort wasn't there. The desire wasn't there. Sabonis was in foul trouble. They got off to a slow start. The bench didn't give them anything. It just felt like, I mean, I know Clay and Curry were their best players, but even them, they didn't feel like they were at the top of their game with their missed free throws and their turnovers and all that stuff as well. So very frustrating game overall here. But Mom, with that said, we got 3. That never happened. You're right. He never misses 3 free throws here. So as we're starting to round out the podcast here, we got Game 7, Mom, Sunday in Sacramento. Until then, I'm Darren Breyer. I got my mom, Pam Breyer, joining me here. We're in and out. We're learning the technology here. It's good to have her on. Casey Breyer, thanks for joining me. Thanks for following us over at Variety Sports Network. We're trying to do big things there. Until next time, peace.